The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, I'm Rex Lita with Friday's News. In this edition, Tuaripi Bible translators in EOK are honored. Growth evident in resettlement areas of Kombi Rural, and Omena and Kagili pose for international bout. Prime Minister James Marape arrived in Bougainville on Thursday, 26 December, to participate in the historic commemoration of the Seventh-day Adventist Church's 100 years of service and community engagement in Bougainville. The event, which marked the church's establishment in 1924, drew thousands of attendees, including church leaders and local dignitaries, and community members from all over the nation. In his opening remarks, Prime Minister Marape expressed gratitude for the contribution of the SDA Church to the social, educational and health sectors in Bougainville. The commemoration also included discussions on the role of faith in promoting peace and reconciliation in Bougainville, a region that has experienced its share of challenges over the years. 4 members of the United Church in EOK village in Gulf Province were honored for their role in the translation of the Bible into the Tuaripi language more than 4 decades ago. A plaque was unveiled at the church grounds yesterday to commemorate the hard work put in by these men to ensure Tuaripi-speaking people received the Word of God in their own vernacular. Representing these translators, who have long died, were living members of their families, some as old as 86.
The Christian Bible in the Tuaripi language of the Gulf Province could be one of the oldest translations in the country, dating back to 1983, just a decade after independence. Work on translation began as early as 1944 by the second missionary of the London Missionary Society in the Gulf area, Reverend Herbert Alfred Brown. But that work would not have reached this stage had it not been for the support of the local men and women, who were initially taught the English language by missionaries and in turn assisted in translating the English Bible into Tuaripi. Forovahui, Morehari Raipa, Feai Lalore and Samuel Akoi were instrumental in helping Reverend Brown achieve this. While not much has been said and done about the role of these 4, the Yokia Reverend Herbert Brown United Church, in celebrating its 50th anniversary of the first dedication in 1974, saw this as the right time to also celebrate the translators. A commemorative plaque was unveiled yesterday, paying tribute to the 4. The 4 translators also assisted in the translation of songs in the United Church hymnal to the Tuaripi language. While these great men have died, their descendants stood tall to unveil the plaque. Reverend Haro Mirisa explained the importance of having the Bible in their own language.
I am reminded, and I echo the words of one of the great liberators who liberated his country in South Africa, the great Nelson Mandela, one of his famous saints. And this is what he said, which I quote: "When you speak to me in a foreign language, you speak to my mind. But when you speak to me in my mother tongue, you speak to my heart." And it's very fitting for the translation spirit and the translation work of the Bible to our mother tongues.
Reverend Mirisa said the Yokia United Church is proud of certain achievements in the last 50 years, and the translation of the English Bible to Tuaripi is one achievement that the Yokia Church will always be proud of. Salome Vincent, TVWAN News.
Prime Minister James Marape has called on churches to become the catalyst to reignite unity and anchor it among the ethno-linguistically diverse people of Papua New Guinea. The Prime Minister made the appeal as he announced that government would be heavily engaging churches in activities of the 50th independence anniversary next year, 2025. He was speaking to pastors and church workers from churches in the country who met with him during a Christmas luncheon in Port Moresby early this week. Prime Minister Marape also acknowledged the great supporting role churches have played in delivering education and health in the colonial era and post-independence leading to the current times. He said we have to give churches the rightful place as we step into our 50th anniversary. Life PNG Care co-founder and director Colin Parker recently expressed heartfelt gratitude to one of the regular donors, Best Gear Trading in Port Moresby, while posing a request to the government for some tax incentives or exemption for donation given to charity.
During a recent visit of Best Gear to the Life PNG Care to deliver food items worth more than 20,000 kina as a Christmas gift, director and co-founder Life PNG Care, Colin Parker, revealed that the home is not only receiving but also sharing resources with other children who remain on the streets through its Kilo of Kindness program. Parker appreciated and applauded the kind gesture of Best Gear Trading, especially its managing director, Thomas Yan Mengwe, over the years.
He's not here to make business and money. We've built this relationship and partnership for almost 7 years now. And throughout that 7 years, Best Gear has contributed such, like now, example, to 20,000, almost 20,000 plus goods in value of money, 20,325 kina. And this food will feed not only the residential kids here, it will go to Kilo of Kindness program as well for this year.
On that note, Parker suggested that the government must consider tax exemption or incentives to donations for charity.
It's not about getting, it's about giving. So Thomas has played that part in the community. And Port Moresby only, I guess he's also helping people in Ley, people in Bulolo, up in the highlands, everywhere. So business houses who are contributing to the community as part of the social community responsibilities, we need to help them.
He added that Mr. Mengwe and Best Gear donates to Life PNG Care 3 times a year at Easter, Independence and Christmas.
Maybe 4 times, let me say. And that those times, he just bring in goods like 20 to 30,000 worth goods to us. And with that, we are able to feed the kids and send them to school. Price of goods and services is high at this time, and what country is facing? We all are facing the challenge, so I don't think I will able to feed 54 to 60 kids in a house.
Parker also took this time to thank all the stakeholders, volunteers, and teachers who assisted to deliver the programs throughout the year. Rita Kana, TV1 News.
Laloki Psychiatric Hospital was a recipient of the food donation drive by Best Gear Trading to celebrate Christmas. Basic food rations worth over 20,000 kina were delivered on 18th December.
General Manager and Director of Best Gear, Sir Thomas Yan Mengwe, said 4 years ago he made his first visit to Laloki Psychiatric Hospital. He had an inclination to visit the hospital and its staff. This Christmas, he was back again with food for staff and patients for the festive season.
Dr. Thank you to Thomas Yan, but thank you, Papa God. I'm sorry me come here. Me too man nothing. You say, Papa God, give me all good something. Give me no God. Give me too. Me making one balancing, and balancing over the Sunday blow me too. Is I, Hossein, Fala blow me, and in China, chess blow me, and talking me. You got money, over the Sunday. King Sode Mang, me to yes, me by making. Me long time making this on Sunday. Papa got like making me pala different skin, but the same blood. You can use using blood blow me can using blood blow you blood.
Acting CEO of the Laloki Psychiatrist Hospital, Dr. Esrom Downey responded with words of appreciation, saying there are always good people out there who understand the challenges institutions face and come forward with support.
With this support from Best Gear Trading Company and Thomas, thank you very much and your company for coming to the aid of Lalaki over the last 4 years. It's very difficult to get support during difficult times, especially at the times when our government is facing a lot of challenges with especially money and the cash flow issues. But companies like Best Gear continue to do this over 4 years. That tells us a lot of things.
Dr. Downey said the food supply is adequate because many of the patients will not be with family this Christmas period and New Year.
I'm pretty sure the staff here, you've actually offloaded a big load from our shoulders with these critical times that we are facing with the government cash flow. And we just want to thank you for your support. I've got a list of all of this food that you actually donated to us, and I just want to say thank you very much, and we wish you all the best.
Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
This is TVWAN News. Among stories after the break, Marum's leadership applauded and stabbed youth dies.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama.
You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic Kakaro, get up and big smile on face. Danku kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, da mumu, yes, magic on you.
Magic, the taste PNG loves.
The Toyota JD Hiace bus comes in 14 and 15-seater high-roof luxury model powered by 2.8 liters JD engine for optimal performance output, fuel efficiency and quietness, designed with improved safety features and easy maneuverability for tire steering angle. The Hiace lift suspension and annular frame structure is opted for smooth ride, comfort and safety. Experience the ride on the Hiace bus and experience the Hiace pride, the bus that exceeds all expectations.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bunyamyumi.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Welcome everyone, my name is Bhumi.
I won't let you give up on your dreams. You've worked so hard for them. You could easily find a job here in Ujjain.
A job? I think that you have made a mistake.
I think we should ask the children first.
In my family, we don't allow the children to overrule. They respect the decisions made by all of the elders.
Welcome back. The labour ward at the Port Moresby General Hospital experienced a significant increase in the number of deliveries over the festive period, reflecting both the holiday spirit and the dedication of hospital staff. Total deliveries between Christmas Eve and the afternoon of Boxing Day was at 108. Christmas Day had the highest deliveries of 43 babies. The heaviest baby weighed at impressive 4.2 kilograms. Nursing supervisor Sister Glenys Nacy Param commended her team for an exceptional performance under pressure. Doctor and nurses at PMGH continue to diligently manage the high workload. Moving forward into 2025, Meteoroia Urban Health Center will be doing normal deliveries, as well with the support of PMGH to help alleviate the high workload at the labour ward. Infrastructural growth is now evident in the resettlement areas of Matalau, Bai, Nodup, Rakunat and Robuana in the Kombi Rural Local Level Government of the East New Britain Province. A multi-purpose sports oval, small roadside market facilities and bus stops have made life easier for the people of Rabaul district, thanks to the leadership of their provincial member.
For the first time in a long while, Matalau ward in Kombi Rural LG in East New Britain Province observed Christmas peacefully this year. The true spirit of Christmas was evident as parents and children freely walked on the road to enjoy the Christmas lights at the newly built Rabaul Gelegele Sports Oval. The resettlement areas of Kombi Rural LG have always made headlines due to their constant ethnic clashes. The wards of Nodup, Bai and Matalau are notorious for the years of fighting, killing and burning of properties. These soon slowed down, especially for Gelegele in Matalau, when one of their own was elected as the provincial member. Under the leadership of Governor Michael Maroom, significant changes were evident, including the installation of street lights, construction of small roadside market facilities, and the opening of the multi-purpose Rabaul Gelegele Sports Oval. This year, aside from the usual loud pops and bangs, the number of loitering, intoxicated youths has decreased this Christmas, along with noise pollution, especially with loud boomboxes and fights.
For the past few weeks back, it was quiet. There haven't been a lot of public nuisance or public disturbances because of the law and order that was in place. That is in place at the moment. There are police forces doing patrols, and at the same time there is a Gelegele empowerment team today in place too, so they're taking care of the wards here in the Gelegele resettlement area.
On behalf of the women in Matalau, Ainui commended Governor Maroom for creating community programs and projects that have fostered a sense of belonging for people who were forced to flee their homes during the September 19, 1994 twin volcanic eruptions. After 30 years of being displaced, the people of Gelegele can enjoy the recreational facilities constructed for their benefit, with residents looking forward to more changes in 2025. Kamala Gware, TVWAN News, Rabaul.
East New Britain's Kaki and Pipal is a tradition that has been observed for decades, where choir groups visit homes and sing Christmas carols or hymns in the local dialect. This year was no different, as the Matalau Men's Choir, supported by women and children, visited each block, their harmonious voices rising and falling in the still Christmas air. The choir group started singing on the evening of December 25th, finally completing all the blocks in the early hours of December 26th. And as is tradition, the group is acknowledged with an offering from households they visit. A young man in his 20s who was stabbed in front of a canteen at the Quicka station in Central Province has died in hospital. Commander of NCD Central, Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police Benjamin Turi confirmed that the deceased, identified as Vagaba Samson from Love Village, Rigo District, has been harassing the canteen owners and other members of the public when he was stabbed in retaliation. Police established that the canteen is owned by a man from Tarib, Ella Province. Police also established that Samson was stabbed by a man from Tari who was also at the canteen when the harassment was happening. Commander Turi said police investigation had commenced to identify the offender. Police are monitoring Quicka station to prevent any more trouble. And now the finance news. The Kina closed lower at 0.2501 US dollars in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our Kina was buying 0.2426 US dollars, 1.3880 Australian dollars, 0.2250 euro and 38.04 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold and crude oil closed higher, coffee, cocoa and copra closed lower, while copra and palm oil closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher. You are watching TVWAN News. We'll have news overseas when we come back. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Fine PNG made.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot in talk, young or old, let's calories, family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's our favorite for minds. Tennessee cola, scare rice, don't scare price. Tennessee cola, scare rice, don't scare price. Amber, you like it?
In its first 10 years, the PNG LNG project has had a long-lasting impact, contributing more than 28 billion kina to the state of Papua New Guinea. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levy and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
We're ready to go. Hi PNG, Tuliman here. If you missed out on the first screening of Blessman, no MPC, catch the rerun on Saturday, 28 December at 7 p.m. on TVWAN+. Our may change your life tomorrow. The land is a valuable asset. You must walk boom one time, now no can walk one. You may not fight must stop.
Thanks for staying with us. Authorities have been warning Victorians about potentially devastating fire conditions on Boxing Day for over a week now. Today, their fears of soaring temperatures and tough conditions have been realized. The fire in the Grampians National Park has been burning and expanding for 9 days. It's ripped through more than 55,000 hectares of bush, 1/3 of the national park.
Strong, hot winds fanning a rapidly growing and ferocious fire. Today was always going to be tough.
Extreme fire dangers today is what was predicted, and that's what we got. We saw those high, hot temperatures into the northwest of the state and those hot northerly winds.
The fire in the Grampians National Park is burning at such an alarming rate, authorities are now all but certain homes will be lost.
Firefighters, I can say, are doing everything possible to protect life and protect property.
This property west of Moyston is in the fire's path. Darryl Lord has chosen to stay.
You sent the missus away though?
Yeah, look, no, you better finish. Yeah.
Better if she's not here.
Yeah.
Firefighters braced all day for the change of wind direction, pushing the fire towards properties. First south, then east, before winds became erratic and unpredictable.
The fire has broached containment lines from the Grampians National Park. It is moving very much east under that westerly frontal system.
Jack Blake was on the receiving end of those gusty winds in Stawell.
With the wind, it just come crashing down, so it gives you an idea of what the weather's been like lately. Most of Stawell heard it. Yeah, come crashing down. Yeah.
And what did it sound like?
It sounded just like a tree falling.
With the cool change came a bit of reprieve, but the danger is far from over. Authorities have been pleased by the number of people heeding their warnings.
You do what you're told to do, and that's it. We're fine with that.
The grandmother did get to spend Christmas with her family. For the many who couldn't, residents rallied, donating gifts and food.
Having been through fires out on our farm and my ex-husband having to shoot sheep because they had burnt feet years ago, that was probably my driver.
I think after the February fires, a lot of people have been prepared for this, and there's been a big build-up towards it as well. And I think the community has come together really well.
Many locals here in Stawell are opening their homes to evacuees, offering their spare rooms or in some cases their Airbnbs, which would usually be full of tourists at this time of year. Nobody knows how long these guests will need to stay.
We just go with the flow and hope for the best.
In limbo, at the mercy of a fire that's set to burn for weeks.
Fiji's Prime Minister Sitiveni Rabuka has dismissed MP Lydia Tabuya as Minister for Women, Children and Social Protection from her ministry after an explicit video of her circulated online. 2 days after local Fijian media first reported the existence of the video. Ms. Tabuya said the private video was shared between her and her husband, two consenting adults who are in a relationship. PM Rabuka told the ABC that the video had brought his cabinet and party into disrepute. He added that after considering the various codes ascribed to as members of the cabinet, he decided that Tabuya had acted outside the conduct limits. According to the ABC, it is unclear which codes Mr. Rabuka is referring to because while the Fijian constitution provides for public officials professional conduct, there remains no specific code of conduct for MPs or cabinet ministers. For those new to Australia, the dangers present to the beaches aren't often obvious. That's why Surf Lifesavers are ramping up efforts to teach migrants on how to enjoy the best of summer while avoiding getting into trouble in the water.
Known as Glamorama, and these new migrants are finding out why.
Wonderful. I haven't been, but I really like it.
As summer sets in, volunteers from the Tamarama Surf Lifesaving Club are putting on swim safety courses with groups from adult English colleges in Sydney's west. It's an opportunity for people like Yar from Syria to learn vital skills in one of Sydney's most scenic spots.
Lots of fun. I'm so excited. To get to know a different culture and part of Australian culture. In my country we have a sea, not ocean, so it's so different. It's a different information for me.
30% of drownings in New South Wales occur among people born overseas.
Many of our students, this is their first trip to a beach. They've come out of their Bankstown hub and they are just not aware of the dangers.
So no swimming, no swimming, no swimming.
The courses are delivered with the help of translators to make sure the messages are clear.
We'll have bilingual support that come from the colleges to help the students, and then we take them down to the beach so they can have a look around, look at the signs.
One of the worst dangers for people who are new to our beaches is a rip. That's why the volunteers have dyed the water here to teach the group how to avoid getting caught in one.
If we can get that word out as far-reaching as possible to as many communities as possible, who again will talk to their families and friends about the day and about what they've learned.
I think it's really important and really helpful for me and for everyone, my classmates, know how to safety in the beach. I'm really excited to go to swim now.
Testing the waters before diving into summer.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said on Monday that more than 3,000 North Korean soldiers are believed to have been killed or wounded fighting for Moscow in Russia's western Kursk region. Zelensky posted to Telegram on Monday following a briefing by Kyiv's top commissioner, General Alexander Syrsky, on the ongoing battle in Kursk underway since Ukrainian doorsteps launched a surprise cross-border incursion there in August. Ukrainian special forces claimed on Monday to have inflicted more than 100 casualties among North Korean forces over 3 days of operations. If you don't mind getting your hands dirty and you're passionate about keeping precious plants free of pest, then you might have what it takes to be a Quicka volunteer at the Australian National Botanic Gardens. For nearly 2 years, volunteers have been lending a helping hand to the garden's many greenhouse for a few hours once a week.
It can be satisfying and sometimes it can just be really disgusting. So when we grow plants in a greenhouse, they tend to develop lots of soft, lush growth, which is prime fodder for pest insects. And somehow the pests find their way in here. So our job and the job of our excellent squishy volunteers is to help keep those as under control as we can.
This one is a constant thing that we're always dealing with, but these ones are covered in a little scale, and because the leaves are very delicate, you have to be very careful in taking them off. So I'm just using the point of this tool just to gently scrape off the little scales.
These Bowenia plants are a real magnet for brown scale. They tend to hide underneath the leaves. So what we want to do is wipe that off, but also just make sure we're getting any of the babies that might be hiding underneath. These plants are destined to go into the Ian Potter National Conservatory. So a lot of the plants that you see here in the glass houses will be on display for the public to see.
A lot of plants we can actually store the seeds in our seed bank, but a lot of the plants we simply can't store it in a seed bank. So in order to help with conservation, we really need to create a really good living collection where we can harvest the seeds straight from these plants. And it's just fantastic to be able to help the health of these plants by removing any pests and diseases. Yeah, it's just simply a joy.
I mean, when we first looked at this tree this morning, it had quite a lot of scale on it, and to be able to just methodically work through that, remove it all, and then at the end of the session know that that tree is going to be fine for the next few months, and will certainly be a lot happier and healthier. So that's a real sense of achievement at the end of each session, knowing that we've been able to do something positive like that.
The Beverley Council says it will consider taking actions after tens of thousands of people trashed Sydney's Bronte beach following a massive Christmas party.
At one of Sydney's most pristine beaches, residents woke up to this nightmare.
What we found were piles of cans, bottles and half-eaten Christmas lunches.
This wave of trash, the result of around 15,000 rowdy tourists celebrating an orphan's Christmas a little too well. This morning, volunteers and residents pitched in to clean up the mess. By this afternoon, Bronte was back to its picturesque self. But locals are frustrated at the state of their normally quiet haven.
They're all really upset and disgusted, really.
I just don't understand why we can't pick up our rubbish.
Residents are rightfully frustrated that their beach and their park wasn't respected by the tourists that came here.
Waverley Council insists it took extra measures to prevent this situation happening, including installing 250 extra bins and paying for extra police officers. But many are wondering why local ratepayers are the ones being left to foot the bill.
We need help to manage these places and keep it to a standard that is expected.
It's definitely unfair to expect a local council to have to foot the bill for an iconic statewide event like Christmas Day at Bronte Beach, and we definitely ask for more support from the state government.
It's not the first time this has happened. Last year, thousands flocked to Bronte's Golden Shores. And with more set to return next Christmas, the council's message is clear.
Everyone is welcome at our beaches. We just ask that you respect the environment and clean up after yourself.
A festive celebration leaving a costly trail of trash.
And that ends the news segment. Later in sports, Omena Kagili posed for world title fights and Pack-Up embraces Soca Challenge.
In its first 10 years, the PNG LNG project has had a long-lasting impact, contributing more than 28 billion kina to the state of Papua New Guinea. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levy and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Digital Business. We help grow your business with secure, reliable and cost-effective ICT solutions. We will manage your technology so you can power your vision for your business with the best solutions to offer. Accelerate your business growth with Digital Business Cloud Solutions with cloud platform services, disaster recovery as a service and backup as a service. Talk to our cloud solutions experts today. Digital Business. Better solutions for better business.
A try to end all tries! Is man with it? That's an incredible sight. Absolutely incredible. And it goes a little something like this. Hammer time. Go with the flow. It is said if you can't groove this, then you probably are dead. So yeah, you can't touch this.
Welcome back. In sports, PNG Kickboxing National Championship title is scheduled for this Saturday at the Taurama Aquatic Centre. Port Moresby will witness some international title fights. Kaupa Omena and Thomas Kagili will be amongst PNG fighters going up against Malaysian kickboxers. PNG international kickboxers will be taking on Malaysian opponents Tay Yi Hang and Lo Wei Kang in the 60 kg and 63.5 kg weight categories for the international titles. After failing to make the international championship in Spain last month, the kickboxers are all but set for this Saturday.
Mascolo international fights when me fight and me win come. No got in Ruslo international so me looking bisla too and me can still me but still win yet. I mean hard lo if me can win international lo narabla soil na narabla place na me can come can this land when come up country lo me yet and me can still win yet. Me looking impossible lo me looking bisla so impossible lo me.
Kaupa Omena, traveling in from Goroka, Eastern Highlands Province, won most of his international fights, and this is a must-win fight for him at home. Fellow PNG kickboxer fighting in the 63.5 kg weight division Thomas Kagili said he is well prepared for this championship. Kagili highlighted that he has done a little research about his opponent Lo Wei Kang and knows what to expect in the ring tomorrow. Despite Kang being a top Melanesian kickboxer in the 63.5 weight division, Kagili expressed confidence that he will give a good fight tomorrow.
Yes, me oglo watch him on YouTube. Na me oglo get some law semi on black experience by the way me got title me got name long Malaysia. But name nothing. But me get overconfident tomorrow me can make him through one the strong God. No any hard me making because me steady one fight or more long him on kicks long him. On pants so tomorrow me belly boss and by me make him through na me by at me dream me. I'm almost all I've been letting PNG down.
Master Jamu Gaston will be taking charge of all the international title belts fights tomorrow. Meanwhile, the National Kickboxing Championship at Taurama Aquatic Centre will also see talented kickboxers squaring up in the undercards division. NCD Governor Powers Parkup, in his wisdom, is embracing for the first time a soccer challenge running concurrently with his signature off-season rugby league competition, the Governor's Cup. The introduction of soccer competition has added other dimension to the festive celebrations, with an overwhelming number of 36 men's teams and 12 women's teams participated in round-robin matches that concluded last week. The top 16 teams have now qualified for the quarter and semi-finals playoff, culminating in the Cup finals this Sunday. Both the men and women matches are being played at the Geru Secondary School Sports Oval.
The highly anticipated inaugural NCD Governor Soccer Cup tournament has attracted soccer enthusiasts, mainly from fans and supporters in and around Geru suburbs, where majority of the teams registered. Since the games got underway at the Geru Secondary School Oval, there's been some great display of quality and fast entertaining matches, mainly in the playoffs with very close scores. NCD Governor's Soccer Tournament Coordinator Thomas Piliwas said according to competition bylaws, teams are only allowed to field 3 elite NSL players each, either from the Port Moresby Soccer Association or the NCD Soccer League, except for couple players who are not eligible. However, for development purposes and exposure, they're encouraging younger players, mainly grassroots, to indulge themselves in the games. He said so far they have no major disputes except for minor technical hiccups, especially with scores and points table, which they were able to sort out.
So we had 16 teams that qualified. We played the 16 teams that played last week. We dropped 8 out, and 8 blood now that's all the playing of the final 4. So far we're at I think the quarterfinals or something. Final 8. And after this, we should have final 4. No issues, no problems. It's just minor hiccups like points table, points tally, which we sorted out. and some of the technical issues like just like rugby league, we have to have 3 NSL players in our competition because it's grassroots based. So in our regulation, we stated 3 players, NSL players, 2 to play at one time in one game, and 1 has to be the sub.
He said for this inaugural Governor's Soccer Challenge, majority of teams from within the Gerahu suburbs, apart from ATS, Arima, 8 Mile, 9 Mile, and Bomana CAS, were able to expose good potential soccer talent.
Bomana Steel Bus are more players from Tarangau who have changed, like for the NCD Governor's Cup, they put the name to Bomana Steel Bus. Otherwise, the team to watch is Jan Hopes. And I think the Gerahu teams here as well, we have the Northwest Lens team. I think Northwest Lens is more like a team from Morobe who reside in Gerahu. And I think the older players who've been playing soccer before, supporting the young generation of footballers.
The finals for both soccer and rugby league will be staged at the Sir Hubert Murray Stadium on Sunday, kicking off with 3rd and 4th playoff, followed by the main cup decider, with major cash prizes up for grabs. For soccer, 10,000 kina for the cup winners, 5,000 kina for runners-up, with 3,000 for 3rd place and 2,000 for 4th place. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The champions of the 2024 edition of NCD Governors Cup will be decided on Sunday after the remaining quarter and semi-final playoffs on Thursday and today at the Coney Tigers Oval. Following Thursday's heavy downpour, the remaining 14 teams had to battle through very muddy surface and heavy slippery conditions to get through to the eliminations to keep hopes alive for Sunday's Cup decider. In the earlier results today, 8 Mile Settlers beat Coney Sharks 4-0, Border Storm beat Boroko Bulldogs 4 and D8 Mosquitoes defeated Mountain Bulls 6-4. The 4 winners advanced to the semi-final cup play-off, with losers playing for 3rd and 4th place Sunday. Tournament director Billy Aki said they were able to address and settle grievances from disgruntled teams. The stage is now set for the big showdown at the Sir Hubert Murray Stadium.
Cross-knockout fight. Thank you all got the teams, why Haiti teams, team managers, all sponsors for one team, all wasting money, all hiring car, all small boys scholar camp, keep him all alone or a problem in Chala City. City believe me through now today. Looking sambla problem come along in Chala City today. A big mama of crowd and move suburb to suburb. Geru to Kola, Hola to Coney Tigers to Geru, all of moving around Milatok, thank you one or team managers who take part long NCD Governor's Cup. I have long NCD Governor Paspagov. I have the director of long NCD Governor's Cup. Milatok, thank you over the team manager step part, game run will come. I go to nature to him, Mr. to me too. So a big thank you, Milatok, thank you, Papa God. I give him protection, I got him game. A game run good, one by next in Bagarap.
PNG Kumul's second rower and New Warrington Wolves recruit Dan Russell has been a proud Kumul from the day he was welcomed into the PNG Kumul's camp. Russell has thrown support behind the PNG NRL team, saying their inclusion in the NRL will help players and the country as well. The former Dragons forward has been a regular member with the PNG Kumuls since making his debut for the country. He was part of the team that won back-to-back Pacific Bowl championship. Dan Russell represented PNG through his father, who was born in PNG and moved back to Australia at the age of 16. Russell has thrown his support behind PNG NRL bid expansion. The Warrington Wolves recruit told Rugby League, "It's hard to explain how PNG loves its rugby league." He said PNG's participation in the NRL is huge. Explaining his eligibility for PNG Kumuls, Russell said his dad was born in PNG and lived in the country until he was 16 and moved to Australia. His grandparents were in PNG as medical officers. Russell believes PNG team will be competitive in the NRL. He is positive the rugby league team will create a positive impact in the lives of young people and the country. The PNG National Rugby League competition is now in the process of introducing a national competition for the under-19s boys and girls as part of its 5-year strategic plan 2023 to 2027. Following the successful launch of the inaugural Santos National Women's Competition this year, a national competition for the under-19 boys is set for 2026, followed by the under-19 girls in 2027. PNG NRL bid CEO Andrew Hill said they are looking at working with PNG RFL in establishing a youth competition that will align and add another layer to the PNG Premier National Rugby League competition, Digital ExxonMobil Cup. It is their ambition to have a youth competition in the National Rugby League system to bring the Digital ExxonMobil Cup on par with the QRL Host Plus Cup and working towards 2028.
Competition here in PNG, that's our ambition, to have a youth competition that would be aligned with the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup. We're not quite there yet, but I'm very confident that we can get there in the very near future. That will be for everybody.
And now the weather forecast. In regional forecast, southern Port Moresby cloudy periods with few rain showers, drizzles and possible thunderstorm. Popondetta cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Momase lake cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Vanimo and Wewak partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorm. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau partly cloudy with possible few rain showers. Buka partly cloudy with chances of brief showers, drizzles. Highlands, Mount Hagen, cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Baroka, Barnes and Kundiawa, cloudy periods with rain showers, drizzles and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast for PNG areas for the next 24 hours. Coral Sea, sea slight with south to southeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. Solomon Sea and Pacific Ocean, sea smooth with east to southeast winds of 5 to 10 knots. Bismarck Sea, sea smooth with northwest to northerly winds of 5 to 10 knots. And coastal waters forecast. Waters of Finsafen through Vitia Strait to Siasi Long Island and waters of Medang to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Waters of Manus and its western group of islands and waters of New Ireland to East New Britain to Bougainville, seas 0.5 to 1 meter. And that wraps another edition of TV1 News. Have a safe weekend. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.